Hello and welcome to Warblog. This is a sort of same as everything else really. It's very sort of mundane, but obviously maybe not mundane. I mean, it's actually quite different, but it's just sort of a bunch of counters versus a bunch of other counters. But what's actually happening here? This is Hama. This is northern Hama. So this is Hama down here, and this is the province of Hama, I guess. And these units are basically militants. There's a group of them actually. Let me just see if I can read out their names. Basically, it says a joint force of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which I've put up here. Jaish al-Izzah, which I think is there. It's all grouped. Well, that guy seems to be on his own. Oh well. Jaish al-Nasr. Oh, there's some Jaish al-Izzah. Jaish al-Izzah. Some more there. Jaish al-Azhar. No, that's Jaish idlib al-Hur. Where's the Jaish al-Azhar? Maybe I didn't put those ones in. Anyway, I'm just sort of trying. Basically, there's a whole bunch of different units. So if you put your mouse over, these are the sort of Turkish Islamic Party. This is the Ajnad al-Sham, Jaish idlib al-Hur, etc., etc. Jaish idlib al-Hur. These ones are all Jaish idlib Jaish al-Nasr. So it's only this little guy that's sort of actually on his own. Jaish al-Izzah. There's some under there, look. Jaish al-Izzah. So there's his group there. There's some more Jaish al-Izzah. So they're sort of grouped. It doesn't matter. They're all on the same side. So I've grouped them sort of slightly. But essentially, what they do is, so that they've been quite stable, but apparently, and I've sort of rushed this a bit, that's why I said it's a bit mundane, because there's actually quite a lot of articles on it. It seems to be sort of happening, but I just haven't been able to focus on it enough to really try to understand what's happening. But essentially, I think they're being these are all militants, so they're not ISIS, and this is nearer towards sort of central Syria, where all the settlements are, so it's a little more risky, but they've been reinforced by all these sort of troops that have come out of Aleppo and some of the other places. They bust them out, and I mean, obviously, a lot of people thinking that perhaps they shouldn't just let all these militant types just wander the country. You know, I think they made these little deals anyway. So they all turned up here, and it sort of said, you know, there are about 4,000 of them, and they just kept coming. So I don't know how many there are here, but it's quite a lot. And they basically take all these red objectives, except they don't take Hama. I've just put that one in there just to sort of give you the ultimate objective. So really, these are the only objectives that you want to be taking. And then basically the Syrian Army then sort of bring along some sort of reinforcements and start taking things back. But the only thing that I can see they've taken back so far is Shayzar. So there's been a bit of toing and froing. So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to just sort of play it. So the whole idea really is to sort of maintain this line. I'm not sure. I want to sort of. I mean, I want to sort of play it as the objectives dictate, so to speak. So, for example, I don't want to blow this unit out of the board, even though I can, or this unit. because these are not the objectives. I think one of the things to sort of bear in mind, one of the things that I thought of when I sort of put this scenario together, was that you can't just sort of suddenly play this as though it's the Second World War and it's a huge front line that needs to be sort of taken. This is a particular sort of initiative by the militants for some sort of particular reason. So the rest of the line is probably quite static, and then they've sort of gone and taken the initiative for one reason or another. I don't know. It probably says in the news articles. There are a few other news articles elsewhere, but it's sort of. I mean, for example, if you could see the bigger picture, what you see is that the Syrian army is quite stretched. It can't really, it can't keep a sort of long line of trenches around everything. And so it's got all these sort of relatively weak units. And then what happens is, after these units take all these places, the Syrian army then has to withdraw, I think, from from Palmyra or other places. They have to start taking units, the fighting units, the armoured cars and the tanks and the artillery, all the motorised troops or whatever. They have to actually bring them from somewhere else to here. Now you've got a few sort of backup units in these places. So this is Army Base, and this is Army Brigade 87, and you've got some in Hama. I've no idea what the balance is like. So what I'm assuming really, and also there is, I haven't put a lot of them in there, but they get these, and they're not available on the first term, frustratingly enough. These insurgent units, these insurgent units, and they will be able to do their little car bombs and things. And there's also air defence units. So I'm not really sure how I want to do this, but that's a fort. I thought it was a fort. That was a joke. Air defence, and they've got some armour here. Which we can put there. The thing is, he's not available, so he can't do anything this turn. So we've got some irregulars. Let's try and outflank. Remember, irregulars can go through zones of control. Okay, so that's sort of that section done as probably best it can be. Let's just see what we've got in this stack here. Two irregular and two motorised. Air defence. I'm doing the sort of thinking now that I should have maybe done when I put the units in. There's some irregulars, insurgents. So let's put these there. Okay. I'm not going to take that unit out. I'm going to assume that this is a static line, which is a bit odd, to be quite honest. I might have to rethink that. Now obviously this one is going to take a little more getting to. This one is going to take quite a second round as well. Let's see what we can do against this unit first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some artillery, got some rockets. Okay, well that was effective enough. Although it's only motorised units, so that'll be a 2 to 1. Let's do it. 2 to 1 and exchange. Well, that wasn't what it could have been. He's not got movement left now. That's stupid. Well, I'm going to do this. Should be a 2 to 1. Another exchange. It's the sort of thing you could do this first turn again and get completely different results. So probably a 3 to 1 here. Maybe a 4. 5 to 1 DE. Well, that's what we wanted right from the start. Some success. So if we've done that first, okay. So a bit disappointing, but a nice sort of front line. I don't think these units are going to cause too much of a problem. What have we got over here? Let's just do it. So there's 2, so it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be 6 or 7 to 1. DR. Okay, let's see if we can keep the momentum up on that one. A DE. Okay, well this should be quite a good. It says 4, so it's going to be 10, 12. So it's going to be 3 to 1. 3 to 1 and a DR. Okay. Well, nearly 15 minutes, so. So let's see if we can get these battles in. Do them quickly. DE, okay. Come on, 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3. I'll see you later. Oh. Okay, so I had to move the screen around a bit, so it might have been a bit of a jolt there, but so we won there. So, doing a lot better over here. I think it's one of those games where I sort of, maybe if I'd thought a bit more about the general scope of the advance right from the beginning instead of just doing it, might have been better off, which is something I complained about in other games, but when I'm doing a video it sort of seems simplest to do it that way. But as I said, I'm not going to do anything here, but I really want to sort of bring these units down into the sort of battle, so to speak. There's no point in having this mechanized unit there, but I don't want to bring him this way because, you know, I'm sort of trying to reflect their, you know, at least their sort of front line. So bringing him the other way. Okay. Come on. The thing is, my computer is it's brand new. I can't believe that you buy a brand new computer. It's just as crap as the one you've replaced. It's 4 years old. It's always wearing away. It's supposed to have 8 megabytes of memory, 16 megabytes of memory, but it doesn't go above 8. I think I don't know. Anyway, so I can advance there. Okay. Well, just to make it easy, I'm just going to go to the next turn now. Okay, so Syria. Well, obviously it's got something to sort of from this army base and from Army Brigade 87. And also Hama. Now, I'm not going to leave Hama empty. I think this army base could do something. And I think we're going to do what they did historically, just because I do like to sort of just at least keep the slant on the historic perspective. No movement left. There's the CD just starting up for some reason. Okay. We could counter-attack, but it's only going to get... I don't want to leave this army base because I could lose it. Could counter-attack there, but we're depressed, and they're not. pull this unit back here, just to sort of at least pretend there's a line. We'll do one counter attack here at 2 to 1. Exchange. Okay. I'm going to pull back a little. So I'm going to something here. They really can't move very fast on their own through desert, these infantry units. What have we got here? We do have some armour. I think I'll have to use it. Okay, 3 to 1 and a DR. So the armour did it. The armour pushed that unit back. I've got no movement on that. Like that. However, this will make this a lot harder to get because you won't be able to use it as a regular bonus against it. Okay, well, can at least fire. Point 2. Well, should be a 7 to 1. DE, but where did he go? Yeah, he retreated to there, look. Okay, with the interest of speed, I'm just going to move on to the next turn now. So I'm not playing it sort of fully, I'm plodding along. It's quite an interesting game actually. I think, to be quite honest, the militants probably steamroller. Syrian forces here. Insurgents. Well, these insurgents are, don't appear to be available. Maybe they were available before, because it doesn't say available now. So basically they're going to do their car bomber against this mechanised unit. The insurgent action succeeded, which is quite rare, and caused 3 depressions on that mechanised unit. And now they can move away, and I'm going to move them back into that fort. So the insurgents can move after they fire. There's some insurgents in there. 1, 2. So we'll do a car bomb against that. Insurgent action succeeded and caused 3 depressions against that. I'm going to move this air defence unit into there. So we've basically taken Shayzar, we've got in there 4. This is quite interesting, a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I think this, because there's just such a lot happening. I'm definitely going to have to adjust things though. I think it's going to be a steamroller for the militants otherwise. Only a few more minutes, 3 minutes. I don't know, I'll have to leave it at that, but it's definitely interesting. What have we not taken yet? Al-Sham, which is there. Kawkab and Mardaas. Well, let's just use these insurgents for a car bomb. Now you'll see maybe they ran out of movement. That's not how they should work. Okay, well, I'm not going to even try and think about that, but I'll fire my rockets in there. Maybe they're not flagged up as insurgents. They could be flagged up as irregulars. No effect. And I'm not even going to think about the odds. The brain's not working. 3 to 1. That's not as much as a 12 die roll. Wow. And it does say insurgents. So it appears that when you just do them like that, for some reason it's not flagging up as insurgents. The other ones did. Okay. That's it, bye.